She has purchased a cute home near Lake McComas and is closing next week. For Halloween memory, she calls trudging through the snowstorm, carrying neighborhood kids on a sled, door to door with their treats. This must have been a Halloween snowstorm in 1991. We didn't care. The snow was a welcome treat. Her title is Feeling Sublime with Social Media. Carissa, Fink.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters. I'm so happy to be back to see everybody. Let's talk about social media. Raise your hand if you do not have LinkedIn or Facebook. Really?
Wow.
I'm surprised. Okay, all right, thank you. You do not have either of those. All right, well, let me tell you a little bit about those social platforms. Let's start off with LinkedIn. It is your virtual resume. It is your verification to the world as to who you are. It is a place that your employer will check, or your future employer will check. It is a place that your current employer will monitor as well. Take note of that. LinkedIn, again, is a representation of your virtual resume. It should contain a professional picture as well. Tell a little bit about who you are as a person, the organizations for which you volunteer or you participate in. Also, you're telling who your current employer is, your previous employer. Keep it short and sweet is my best recommendation. It does not need to be a full resume in regards to that. What else does LinkedIn do for you? When you pull up to a meeting, do you ever look up your meeting contact on LinkedIn before you walk in through that door? Do you know where they went to school? Who you know in common? Which can be great conversation starters before you walk through those doors. If you have LinkedIn Premium, you can also make notes about your meetings. So you can use it almost as a CRM sort of database for you. One excellent feature that it offers. Personal Facebook. Do you accept friend requests from people that you know on a business level to your personal Facebook page? I struggled with this. Eric is making a face. I struggled with this personally for a really long time. However, my job does require me to be social with everybody. I, like a lot of people, used Facebook as a way to represent myself and maybe some things that I wouldn't necessarily talk about to all parties. It's just a learning lesson, I would say. A learning curve, if you will. So let's talk about who can see what on Facebook, because my mom thought that people could see you stalking their page. So I said, well, why don't you go on Facebook and find out what people are up to? Well, I don't want them to see that I'm looking at them. You cannot see that. You can go on to anybody's page, depending on their privacy postings, you may or may not see a little bit about them. Depending on your privacy postings, you may or may not be sharing your information with all of the world. Just some little things to think about. The benefits of engaging with people from your professional life on Facebook is that they do get the opportunity to see your personal side. It is important for each of us to know each other not only as our professional life and our professional walk, but how do we live personally? Your family. It's good to know who your family is and put names and faces with that. It also, I think, allows us a little empathy when we're talking to people on the phone. In my industry, sometimes people go from 0 to 60 really fast. There's a lot of heat in the room sometimes. It's an emotional, sometimes real estate is an emotional transaction. Sometimes they're easy peasy and we close it up and they say, well, what's next? I say, no, we're done. Those are the best kind of closings, of course. So let people know your personal side. Show your personal side. One advice that I would give for you is to set your restrictions as to who can post on your timeline. This will ensure that none of your wild and crazy friends are posting anything, who knows what, wild and crazy. Right, absolutely. I had a family friend post virtual shots on my Facebook page, and I luckily had a girlfriend call me and say, do you want to take down the virtual shots? I said, yes, I do want to take down virtual shots of whatever he was. Yeah, so now I have the timeline setting, so I would encourage you to check out those settings as well. I really don't have a whole lot more, and I see that the green flag has risen. Thank you very much, fellow Toastmasters. I hope you have a sublime social media experience with LinkedIn and Facebook.
And our fourth speaker today tells me that he is forming an investment group